In this video we're going to take a look at how to create your own online web map about the hydrology of the Eden. First, go to the ArcGIS online homepage and sign into your account. If you don't already have an account, you can create a public account for free here. Once you're signed into your account, click Map on the header bar to take you to the mapping interface. The software also has some helpful guidance on creating a map at this point. We're going to zoom in over the area of interest, in this case Cumbria, and select a base map from the base map gallery. There are quite a few to choose from, so take a look and pick one that you like. We're going to go for the aerial imagery. We can now save our basic map template. We need to give it a title, some keyword tags, and also a simple description. And then we can click Save Map. We're now ready to add some data to the map. Eden Rivers Trust have provided some GIS data for us to use, which you should have saved on your computer. We'll also add some data from the internet. To start adding data, select the Add button and then Add Layer from File. Navigate to where you saved the Eden Rivers Trust data on your computer and select the Eden Catchment Boundary file. Click Open and then Import Layer. You'll see that the catchment boundary has now appeared on your map. In terms of attributes, we only want to show the location of the layer. If we click on Options, we can then change how the layer appears. We can change the colour of the layer, we can also change the transparency of the layer, and we can change the visible range over which the data appears. When you're happy with the look of your data, click OK and then Done. We're now going to add some more data to the map in the same way. This time we're going to add the Eden major rivers to the map. Again, we only want to show the location of the rivers, and this time we'll change the colour to blue. As well as the major rivers, we're also going to add major lakes and reservoirs, otherwise known as still water bodies, to the map using the same method as before. An important input into the hydrology of the catchment is rainfall, so we're going to add a layer showing average annual rainfall in millimetres across the Eden catchment. This time we want to show how the rainfall attribute varies across the catchment. The rainfall layer currently looks a little odd, so instead of variable symbol sizes, we're going to select variable colour to highlight differences in rainfall across the catchment. Click on Options to alter how the data appears, for example changing the colour. Click on Symbol to select a colour range that you like. We can also alter the transparency. We now want to add some data to the map about river flows, so we can draw some storm hydrographs for the November 2009 Cumbrian floods. Eden Rivers Trust have provided this data as a CSV file which we can open in Excel. The data includes the gauging station name, units of measurement, longitude and latitude location, and daily river levels or flow rates throughout a 2-week period in November 2009. We can now add the data to our map in the same way as before, this time selecting the gauging data CSV file. We want to show the measurement attribute so we can see if the station measures flow discharge or river levels. The symbols are also a little small, so we're going to alter them to be larger. Let's change them to stars and make them 40 pixels each. We can click on the stars to see the data for each gauging station in a pop-up. We can also configure these pop-ups to include a storm hydrograph. To do this, click on the More Options button under Gauging Data and select Configure Pop-up. Give your pop-up a title, such as River Gauging Data. And select the list of attributes you want to show by clicking on Configure Attributes. A quick way to uncheck everything is to double-click on Display and then reselect only those attributes that you want to see. We're now going to add a storm hydrograph to our pop-up by clicking Add under Pop-up Media and selecting a line chart. We're going to give our graph a title, for example, Storm Hydrograph. And we're also going to add a caption, in this case November 2009 floods. We then want to make sure all the daily flow and river level records are selected, but not the longitude and latitude fields. We can now click OK and save our pop-up. We can take a look at what the new pop-up looks like by clicking on one of the gauging stations. If you hover over the graph, you'll see that it brings up the date and the daily river level for each point on the graph. Have a look at the storm hydrographs for different parts of the catchment to see how they compare. You might also want to have a go at improving the pop-ups for some of your other data layers. For example, in the rainfall layer, it might be a good idea to add a title to make it a bit more descriptive, such as average annual rainfall. And in the attributes, we might want to amend the label to include the units of measurement in millimetres. Take a look at how the average annual rainfall varies across the catchment. We're going to add our final layer to the map direct from the internet. This time when you click on Add, select Search for Layers and let's see what layers we can find about flooding in ArcGIS Online. We're going to do this by typing in the search box Environment Agency and Flooding. This brings up a selection of different layers, and we're going to add this one, Flood Alert Areas, which shows areas at risk of flooding from rivers and the sea which receive flood warnings from the Environment Agency. You can now see that a few of the layers are lying on top of each other, making it difficult to see other layers underneath, so we can move their order about on the map. Click to the side of the layer that you want to move and drag it down into a better location. We've done this for the flood alert areas and also for the average annual rainfall. Now that we've added all of the layers, the final thing for you to remember to do is to save your map.